Hello class, in this video I'll be doing another example on how to test a graph of a relation for symmetry given the equation of the graph. Let's begin. So we want to test the equation 3x squared plus y cubed is equal to 81 for any possible symmetry. And I'll start by testing for symmetry with respect to the horizontal axis. And to do that, I'm going to substitute negative y in for y. And now if I simplify this result, notice that cubing a negative number still results in a negative solution. So this is 3x squared plus a negative y cubed is equal to 81. So this is equal to 3x squared minus y cubed is equal to 81. And after simplifying, you may have noticed that this is not the original equation. So what can we conclude? We can conclude that the graph of 3x squared plus y cubed is equal to 81 is not symmetric with respect to the horizontal axis. Okay. Now, to test for symmetry with respect to the vertical axis. To do this, I'm going to substitute negative x in for x and simplify the result. So negative x all squared becomes a positive x squared, because when you square a negative number, the result is positive. And notice, after simplifying, you get the original equation. So what can you conclude? Well, you can conclude that the graph of 3x squared plus y cubed equals 81 is symmetric with respect to the vertical axis. Okay. Now on to symmetry with respect to the origin. To test for this, I'm going to substitute negative x in for x and negative y in for y. So the result is 3x squared minus y cubed is equal to 81. And what you may have noticed is that this is not the original equation. All right, so what can we conclude? Well, we can conclude that the graph of 3x squared plus y cubed is equal to 81 is not symmetric with respect to the origin. All right, so now that we're done with all the algebra, I'm going to graph this relation in Desmus to give you a visual idea of what it means for a graph to be symmetric with respect to the vertical axis. So we have 3x squared plus y cubed. So I'm going to hit the a raised to the b button, and then I'm going to hit 3. Then I'm going to hit the arrow that's facing the right, And that's going to equal 81. Okay. So if we look at this graph, there's no symmetry with respect to the horizontal axis, and there's no symmetry with respect to the origin. However, there is symmetry with respect to the vertical axis, because if we were to fold the graph over on the vertical axis, we'll get exactly the same graph. Also notice that the coordinate 5.196, 0 is on the graph. In order for this relation to be symmetric with respect to the vertical axis, negative 5.196 must also be on the graph. And notice it is. So here is the visual cue that this relation is symmetric with respect to the vertical axis. And we are done.